Ladies and gentlemen, before we get into today's excellent episode of the Highlands Radio Show, just going to give a couple quick shout-outs and a scoreboard at the end. First, congratulations to Connor Schwalbach to committing to Coastal Alabama. Go Sun Chiefs. He will be there playing baseball. The big lefty has pitched many gems this season for the Bluebirds. Looking at softball, Anna Greenwell had a home run in the onslaught against St. Henry. Softball team won that one 20-3. Bluebirds beat the Colonels, always a favorite, 7-3 with a great offense. And while they did lose to Beechwood, Ryan Wiseman had a 2-run shot. All right. Thank you, and enjoy the episode. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third edition of the Highland Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Brennan Bucher, and today we are joined with a very special guest. Please welcome on the line, Mr. Jordan Nevels.
What's up?
Hey, how you doing today?
Hey, man, I'm blessed and highly favored, man. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course. And we're going to start off. A lot of people know you from basketball, you played football here. And so why don't you just give a quick introduction of yourself and what you do?
Yeah, so as you said, man, I'm Jordan Nevels, graduate 2005 here from Highlands High School. We won the state championship in 2004 with the football team. Was blessed to earn a full scholarship to University of Kentucky, which is where I went to play football. And then from there, I've been in the fitness and health world for the past 15 years, and just been very, very blessed and fortunate to have a lot of success within that industry. So God's been good to me for sure. Was able to train the basketball team for the past 2.5 seasons. So we were, able to go ahead and win the state championship last year, which was great. It was a great experience for everybody. And hopefully we'll do the same with football. So we'll be training the football team starting up here soon. So yeah, that's kind of what I do, man. I got a lot of different things going on. As I said, I'm blessed to be in multiple different fields right now, tons of projects. And yeah, man, that's kind of me in a short little bio.
Well, congratulations on starting with the football. And first, we're going to start with football. New coaching with the Spires. What do you think about them and their program after you've seen it and how they run things? What are your initial thoughts there?
Well, I mean, you look at Bob Spire. He's a legend in high school football. So anytime you can have someone like him at Highlands, it's a great thing. So, I think that it's only a matter of time until he gets things turned around, until Highlands is back on top where everyone likes to see us. And, I think you got the right man for the job. So last year was a tough season. No other way to put it than that. But I think this season, things are going to be different. I think that they put the work in the off season. And I also think that with us being able to team up as soon as Nevels Fitness facility is open within the next 2-3 weeks, I think we're going to be able to elevate, really take their team to a whole different level. So I think big things are on the horizon, and you got the right guy leading the pack in Bob Spire.
Yeah, and you mentioned your brand. Talk me through taking it to the next level. You mentioned, we were talking earlier, the Saints with Jackson State and Coach Primetime, and take me through the process of just building it to where it is today.
Well, man, I think the brand, it all starts with, first off, having a foundation. My foundation is in Jesus Christ. Everything that I do, everything that I am, it belongs to and is because of, the Lord. So I think having that strong foundation, you can't build a house unless you have a foundation that's solid. And that's been something that my parents have instilled in me from birth. And having that now really, really helps me when it comes to the business world. So, with Nevels Fitness, it's been a journey from where we started to where we are now. We started as a premier corporate wellness company. So we would go into different facilities and we would train their employees on site. So that business model was something that no one had really done the way that we did it. We kind of revolutionized the way corporate wellness was seen. So we would bring trainers on site, train you, work you out. We had boxing instructors. We had the whole nine. We delivered healthy meals. We did everything. So it was really, really successful. And then once, we kind of got hit with COVID. It kind of shut down some of the facilities and accounts that we had. And it actually, it opened up the door for me to kind of get into what I really love, which is training athletes a little bit more. So I had a little bit more wiggle room to be able to free my schedule up and to do that. So, I would go and started training athletes. And with my nephew being here at Highlands, it just kind of all worked together to where I was around these guys a little more. And one thing kind of led to another. And then from there, it kind of led into something that I've been passionate about and working on for years, which is supplements. So that off of Nevels Fitness sprung Nevels Nutrition. And that's kind of where we are today. Is Nevels Nutrition is the first Christ-based supplement company that's ever been. People have been too afraid to stand on the word of God and proclaim that, that they love God and love the kingdom, because they thought that it would lose customers. I'm the total opposite. I think everyone that loves God and that truly tries their best to live right, the Lord is going to bless you for it, especially in today's world when people are crucified and canceled and swung and made out to be all kind of evil ways, by the media and by people. It's hard to stand and not bend and not waver. But the Lord knows that, obviously. So anybody that's willing to stand and say, yo, here I am, and send me, check me out, I'll take it over. I think the Lord is going to bless heavily. So that's where we are, man. Nevels Nutrition. As I said, we represent Christ first and foremost. We're built off the principle that through Christ, all things are possible. And then on top of that, we mix in the hard work. So it's a sports nutrition company. We have everything from, the best mass gainer protein powder on the planet that's ever been made. We have the protein cookies, which are humbly the best protein cookies that have ever been made, and the Promise cookie. And then we have a whole array of other products that are coming down the pipeline, from energy drinks to health and wellness products such as blood pressure, cholesterol, blood sugar support for that demographic. So we got the whole nine coming, man. It's been a blessed journey. I've been able to meet with some powerful, influential people just within the past 3 months. As you name, like Primetime, Coach Primetime, Deion Sanders up at Jackson State. We were able to go up there and bless and just meet him and really be a blessing to his program by providing them with the protein powder that they needed to be able to get their players where they're trying to go. So be able to open that relationship up with Coach Prime was huge. To be able to have that connection now, to be able to go down to the New Orleans Saints and have them place, so much emphasis and love on the products and want, huge orders of cookies in their building and protein powders and so forth. It's all just a blessing, but it's all just a small foretaste of what God has in store and what He has in store for any believer who is bold enough to walk in His ways and and has faith. Because like He said, all it takes is faith the size of a mustard seed. That thing is tiny. So it really doesn't mean that you need all the faith in the world. It just means you need a little bit. And you use the prayer, Lord, help strengthen my unbelief. So if you're not there yet, just ask the Lord to help bless, your doubt and your unbelief, and He will, and He'll pour out into you. And then you'll have, the confidence, the faith to walk out boldly and proclaim Him in whatever that you do. And people will see that in you. People see me often and, they don't know what it is that they see about me. And it's not that I'm anything special, but I think it's the Spirit that they see coming off of me. And, the Spirit breaks down all boundaries. So, it doesn't matter where you come from, what your financial background is, what you lack. It doesn't matter, because the Spirit, it blows all that out, man. The favor of God is just phenomenal. And the favor of God is worth more than all the money in the world, because it can get you in rooms that money can't buy. So that's been, a testament to where I'm at today. It's all God. That's it.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but your dad was a pastor, correct?
Yes. So my dad is still actively the pastor
Awesome.
at Warsaw Baptist Church. So he's been there for over 40 years, man, preaching the word and being consistent day in and day out, week in, week out, Sunday after Sunday. And, that's something that I'm blessed to have, that I don't take for granted, that I know I'm blessed to have. And, it's an example, man, that he set that I think all of the siblings in my family have tried our best to follow.
So you think he, from a young age, brought you up with the word that you say builds your foundation today?
Absolutely, no, without a doubt. Between my father and my mother, who is, a spirit warrior, a prayer warrior, between them two, they built every foundation that you see. And you always say you judge someone by the fruit that they bear. And, I think we've been blessed and highly favored through them. And, I have 5 siblings, and we've all been blessed in our different endeavors that we do to be successful and have, above all, health, but we also have success in our respective fields. You have a lawyer in the family, you have a news editor that runs newspapers, you have an R&B sensation that sings, you have a coach who is coach of the year multiple times in high school football, you have someone that's a phenomenal teacher. So you have all these people that have excelled at what they do in their respective fields in the family, but it's all relating back to the foundation that was built through my parents and their prayers and what they've done. And God, I believe, has honored them through the fruit, which is us, and allowed us to be successful. Not that we're great, not that we even deserve it, because we really don't. But just His grace has been all over the family through them. So, I kind of would say, hey, as any parent that's coming up, someone that's about to have children or having children, lead that child in the way they should go, and they will not depart from the church. So, you're what they get, a lot of it comes from you. So the way you walk and the way you are, a lot of them blessings that they're going to come in their life are going to come from the way that you walk. So that's important.
I 100% agree with you on everything you just said there. And let's talk about your past a little bit. You graduated in 2005 from Highlands High School, where we're filming this today. You won a state title here. You played at UK. What's your favorite moment out of all of that for football?
My favorite football moment, man, that's a hard one. I would say probably my favorite football moment that I've had since I've been at Highlands and college and everywhere else would be probably my first game that I ever played here at Highlands. So first game I ever played here was against Dixie, and kind of the symbolism and kind of the importance of that game is I came over here. I transferred from Simon Kitten High School, where all of my siblings graduated, and at that time there was quite a bit of buzz about me moving and switching schools and coming here. So the newspapers and the bluegrass preps, all this buzz is going on, and everybody is talking and trying to see, am I the real deal? Am I what's as advertised? Am I going to make the difference that they think I can, etc.? All these questions. And Dixie had a strong team, people thought. So, it was going to be a great matchup and test to see where we are. So, with me coming in, first time in a new uniform, first time in front of new fans at a new stadium, the pressure was there, but I didn't feel it, I just, I was confident in what the Lord blessed me with. So I said, I'm going to go out here and do my thing. And, and I was blessed to do it, man. I think first time I touched the football, the very first touch in a Highlands uniform, shook about 2-3 people. Yeah. Shook another one and down the sidelines for about 45-yard touchdown or something like that. And then it was on and popping from that point. And, the rest is history. So to get that, man, it was a great feeling. It really set stuff off on a good foot. But it was the game was electric, man. And by the way, we blew them out 35-7. Their coach is over there waving a white towel, like he's waving a flag, like, no, call the dogs off. So we blew them out, man, gave them the business. But that really was probably the favorite moment, man, because it was all the culmination of everything coming together at that first game. And I think it set the tone for.
So it's kind of come full circle now. You coaching the Birds after, leaving Simon Kenton and coming here. Who is next man up, do you think, that for Highlands football that you're seeing?
Ooh, man, that's a great question. They have, which is a great thing, they have multiple kids that I think can be the next one, and I think that
I agree. Highlands has a lot of athletes that are playing on the field, and a lot of good ones. I know Cam Geisler, who's big with your stuff, and
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's hard to say. Here's the thing, man. You have a lot of potential between different kids right now of who could be that guy. You know what I mean? Right now, it's just potential, though. It is what it is. It's not. Nobody's reached that level where they're that dude.
Yeah.
Some of them may think they are, but they really not. Just to call it what it is. But some of them have the potential to one day be that guy. And I think that, you have to be able to put in the work day in and day out and do stuff that other people aren't doing to get to that level. So I think that they got some guys that if they're willing to put in that work and they have that dog mindset, that they can become that guy one day, So I think they got maybe 5 kids that I see that could one day be that. I don't think all 5 will. I think you'll have one that's going to take the lead, that's going to be that dude that's got it in him. And I kind of have an idea who I think it'll be. I won't call his name out, but I got an idea of a kid I think that just with my interaction with him, he's very disciplined. He's very, very, very focused. He logs everything. He's very detail oriented. When I tell him, hey, you need to drink this shake, you need to eat this, he does it. And the results have been seen, and it won't be any mystery who it is once you look at him and you see, the results that he's had this offseason. I think he can be that guy. But it all remains to be seen, man. And the good thing is they got multiple pieces that could, turn into really, really good players at some point. But, right now, I think part is understanding, none of you have done anything, and having that mindset. I think that's what I bring from a training perspective to these kids is, I'm not impressed with anything you do because I've been there, I've done it, and I've either done it myself or I've played with somebody that's done it, and I've done it at a high level to where I'm not impressed with anything you do to the point where I'm going to kiss your butt or suck up to you or let you slack or get away with something, because then it ain't impressive. I'd smash you when I was playing. That's the way I talk to them, and that's really what I know and believe. So I think kids have a different level of respect when they go, okay, yeah, you could, you were that level when you played. I'm going to listen to you and take this advice from you. So right now, I think the key, if I were going to give them advice on how to be great, I think having some type of spiritual foundation is huge, and for me, obviously, it's Jesus, but having God as your spiritual foundation, because you're going to run into times where you run into issues, problems, girlfriend breaks up with you, anything that goes on in the high school world, and you're going to need something else to lean on to, and having that spiritual foundation, having God to turn to pray, is going to be big for him. But outside of that, have your spiritual foundation, but then also realize you haven't done anything. You're not impressive yet. So keep working and grinding and put even more work than you are now to get to that level. But don't think that you have arrived because you haven't. If you go to different high schools around the country like I have that I'm working with, you'll see that you're not that guy yet. You know what I mean? There's dudes. I was in Louisiana this past weekend, De La Salle, Jesuit. They got some dudes. And if you had them dudes around you every day, you would see that you're not that close and you're not where you think you are. So it really gives you motivation to be able to work. But the great thing is, hey man, you could be there. You could be that guy. If you really, really work, you can be that guy. And just knowing that is a big thing that I think a lot of kids are missing nowadays. And hopefully I can put that into the kids here so that they can ultimately see the success that they want.
Maybe you should just show them that clip of you going downfield with that nice tackle at UK.
Hey man, I like to keep the clips just in case. For me, it's always like I'm gonna listen to a coach that's done it. For me, it's hard to listen to somebody when I was playing if they really didn't. Hey, you want me to run a route, but you can't even jog. It's kind of hard. You know what I mean? But when you've been there and you do it and you can show them like this is how it's done. Check this out. I think it's a whole different level of respect. It's just like in the fitness game. Most people aren't going to listen to a trainer that's not in shape. If you're in worse shape than they are, they're kind of like, well, I don't know if I want to listen to you. I don't know if I want to give you money or not. So I think having that, man, really makes the kids want to listen and know that you know what you're doing and what you're talking about.
So you mentioned football and getting them the supplements. There are two major ways right now, especially or for me at Highlands, I should say, to be able to get hands on these. You're given the Waymaker to the football players and the vending machine that's down in the cafeteria for any students that aren't aware of it at Highlands. Take me through the process of getting that here, and I know you got more going to other places of, hey, I want this on the vending machine, and I want to get it out so kids can have access to it. I had a promise cookie earlier today. Great for the amount of protein in it. Phenomenal tasting. So just take me through the process of getting the vending machine up and going and out.
Yeah, so absolutely, man. So the machine was an idea that I came up with that, was an answer to, what happens in the normal schools and businesses, right? So, I'm dealing with these all day, every day, and, every vending machine, is Snickers, Kit Kats, just junk food, right? It's not good and healthy. So for me, it was like, okay, let me figure out how I can develop a machine that would have everything from top to bottom and it be healthy. Every snack, every fruit snack, every whatever's in it, it's all healthy. So whoever gets there doesn't have to think about what their options are. They don't have to think about the choices. Anything they pick out of that's going to be healthy. That's first and foremost. So the machine parameters I used was, there's nothing artificial anywhere in that machine, in any snack, in anything in there. Nothing artificial. There's no soy found in anything in there. I'm big against soy, so especially for men. So no soy found in there, no carrageenan, nothing that could be a negative to the body is found in that machine. So I went through my checklist of things that I strongly believe in that don't need to be consumed in your body. Artificial sucralose, which is Splenda, and the list goes on and on and on. Your dyes, your artificial everything, right? So that was the basis for the machine, and then from there I started to build it out. So I found a company that builds customized vending machines. So I told them my idea. I brought in the promise cookie, which is a lot bigger than a typical cookie. So I brought that into them. I brought in the Waymaker packs. I brought in the other products that I'll be rolling out within the next few months. And they sized out the coils for me, so that way the machine was perfectly customized. And these new age machines, man, you can do just about anything. So that's why we were able to customize the size to be able to fit our shaker bottles in there as well. So once the new shakers arrive that are coming in, we'll have shaker bottles always stocked on the top level. So now it goes from a snack machine to literally a one-stop shop that's dang near a grocery store / supplement store. So now you can go there, and if you're like, man, I don't have a shaker bottle, oh, no problem. Just buy a shaker bottle off the top rack. Oh, I don't have your protein. Bam, no problem. Just buy a pack of the Waymaker. Now you got the best mass gainer you can get. And then, oh man, I don't have any water. Bam, buy some water. So now you have this, this whole program, right, that you can get all from a vending machine. So having access to that is huge for kids. You go throughout the day, they barely eat. You may eat a little something for breakfast. Most don't. And then you have lunch, but you go those long gaps of 3-4 hours without consuming any kind of calories. Any student needs calories to be able to process information, to be able to think clearly, to be able to be productive and be at the top of the game. You need healthy calories. So that provides that for the student. And then when you go to the student athlete, every student athlete needs these calories to perform. So you've gone 3-4 hours after lunch without eating anything, and then you have to go out to the football field and you're in meetings for an hour and a half. Then you got to go practice for another 2 hours. Well, your tank's on super E. So you run into these issues where kids and parents and coaches are like, man, our kids can't gain weight. Well, that's because they don't have the proper setup. So this is an answer to all of that through this vending machine, to be able to provide that access to students, student athletes, staff alike. So now that way you don't have to worry about that anymore. So that's the machine, man. We've got it into some of the biggest and most prolific programs in the country now. So St. Thomas Aquinas down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, went down and met with their entire staff. They love the products, love the machine. So they have ordered that. So that'll be down there. They are probably the top powerhouse football program in the country. I think they have, at one point in time, they had 26 kids that graduated from there that were active playing in NFL at one time. So like the Bosu brothers that are, the defensive ends that are electric, they came out of there. some of the fellow Bengals, like Geno Atkins and Giovanni Bernard, who don't play there anymore, but he played for the Bengals for a while. He came out of St. Thomas. Michael Irvin, the great wide receiver from the Cowboys, he came out of St. Thomas. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. So they have an excellence of being great. So for them to show the interest that they did in it, and they said, hey, we know this can take our program to the next level. We've never seen anything like this. It really gave me even more confidence. And I'm like, yo, like, God already had all this worked out for me. Their head coach is a strong believer. So he loved the name of the product, Waymaker. He loved what it meant. And even more so than that, he loved the ingredients and how clean it was. So, I won't say the name, but they're currently sponsored by someone. And he said, point blank period, hey, man, I'd like you to take over that. I believe in your products, and I want this in my kids' bodies. So I'd like you to take that over. So, to get that kind of confirmation from a powerhouse school, allowed us to know that we're on the right track. And since then, we've just been blessed, man. There's been schools throughout Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, New Orleans, the list goes on, who have since then placed orders to get machines into their school and are using the products now, with their sports program. So it's really taken off, man. I think it's just the tip of the iceberg for what God has in store. And I think like he's blessed and done for me, man, he'll do for any of you all. So.
And in this vending machine, just off a quick side note, there are things that are in there that I was like, well, protein gum, protein gummy bear. I mean, you have things in there that you'd find in a normal vending machine. And you're like, I don't, it's the only food option here. I need to eat something, but it's not good. So now you're in this dilemma, and that it solves it all with your machine, putting in good tasting food, protein, so the teams can gain weight. They can do it efficiently and still maintain a class schedule, athletic schedule, and be able to function like they need to.
Hey, Brennan, you need a sales position? Because I love the pitch. I need you on the squad. I need you on the team, baby. Come on.
You connect a lot with high school kids, guys that are my age, over social media. How important is it to you to do that on a platform where kids are constantly on?
Well, it's extremely important to meet people where they're at. So, for me, understanding high school kids and college kids, because I once was there not too long ago, for me, understanding that and still being, I like to say, hip and cool enough, to connect with them and understand where society is and understand, the lingo, the culture. Like I'm in it, I'm embedded in it. You know what I mean? So I think it's easy for me to connect with them. And I think through social media, that's, the strongest marketing platform there is. So for me to connect with kids and meet them where they are, I think it brings a level of comfortable, their comfort, man, their comfort level is out of this world, because they're like, dang, man, like, he's a coach that, trains me and runs me into the ground, but he's also cool enough to meet me on social media and talk to me in a DM and, help me out with whatever I need. So I think, meeting that and being able to drive that through social media is going to be a huge platform for Nevels Nutrition, for Nevels Fitness, the gym, moving forward, because I think it allows kids to be who they are, but at the same time be involved with a brand that they're going to see before their eyes, blow up seemingly overnight. They're going to be able to see the Deion Sanders, the Steph Currys, the, artist-wise, the Adam Levines, the PJ Mortons from Maroon 5, like all these people that I've met with, they're going to be able to see these guys, promoting their products now and looking and go, whoa, like, dang, these guys are like really with a brand that aren't afraid to, spread the kingdom, spread the word of God. Like that, I hope, is encouraging to kids on social media, like high school, college kids, to know that, man, like this is cool. You know what I mean? Like, man, believing in God, worshiping God, that's cool. Because look at Steph Curry, man, and he's representing the brand. Look at, and the list just goes on and on. Jalen Ramsey, man, he just won a Super Bowl, but look what he's doing. Like, he's part of Nevels Nutrition. He's spreading the word of God. Like, look what they're doing.
Jalen Ramsey
hope that
probably
this will be
spreads the
huge.
word more than any professional athlete out there.
Exactly, and that's exactly 100% why I wanted him. Outside of just him being a phenomenal athlete and great at what he does, that's not enough for me to want to trust the person to bring them in to represent and be part of what we're trying to build, and what we have built over the past couple years in the process of building the brand. It was more like who lives this life, who is about the word and who is about, not that you're perfect because none of us are, but it's about who's trying, to live the best they can and who believes in God enough and is brave enough and bold enough to say it and not, waver and not step back and not be scared about what's going to happen or who's going to unfollow you or nothing like that. The real smart people, man, they don't worry about that because they have an understanding that, hold on, man, I worship the one who controls everything, that has control whether I wake up tomorrow, whether you wake up tomorrow,
Amen.
whether you breathe the next breath. I worship that guy, not that guy. I worship God, I worship him in truth. So if I have him on my side, how could I ever fail? Like, how could that be a risk? How could that be a liability? Are you kidding me? Anything I do for the kingdom, because it says I'm going to work all things together for good for those who love the Lord and that are called according to his purpose. So if your purpose is in line and then you genuinely love God, well, how could you fail? Because the word already says what the outcome is going to be. I'm going to work all things together for good for you. Doesn't mean that every single second is going to be good and everything that you do is going to work perfectly the way you want. But it means when all that stuff gets in a pot and you mix it all together, the good, the bad, the ugly, the positive, the negative, well, the outcome, when you shake that equation up, it's always good and it's always good for you. So I think when you know that and you understand that and you aren't scared, God honors that, man, because it's too many flaky people out there right now. And God is going to honor the people that are bold for the kingdom, and he's going to turn around and bless you equally as boldly, which means, hey, man, he's going to pour out the blessings like crazy on you, like crazy. People are going to see it with their own eyes and go, dang, how'd you get a hold of, man, you got Steph Curry on the brand? Like, how'd you pull that up? Well, man, that's nothing but the favor, man. The favor of God, as I said at the beginning, it knocks down all walls. It gets you in rooms that you can't get yourself. So let me rock with that. I want to go in with the favor of God over $1 trillion into a meeting. Let me go with the favor, because the favor is going to get me places that nothing else in this world can get me. So always be cognizant of that, man. Always think about that, because don't try to please man. Just please God. That's it. It's that simple. And don't be scared, because he's going to reward you openly in front of everybody once you openly confess your love for him.
The question isn't how did you pull it off? It's what did you do for him to make him give back to you?
Exactly. It's never about how are you so great, Jordan. How are you? How'd you think of this formula? How'd you do this or that? A lot of people ask me them questions like, man, how'd you come up with this? How did you, like you're like a mad scientist, dude. How'd you figure all that out? And it's just like, man, it's just a gift. Simply put, it's a gift that the Lord gave me, that I've worked hard though. Like you can't just have a gift and not develop it. And that goes back to the athlete, portion I was talking about. A lot of athletes may be gifted, but they don't work to hone their craft. That's something that I've done, right? Faith without works is dead, meaning, yeah, I got faith in God and what he's going to do for me, but I still got to work. I still got to go out there and grind and really try to hone and carve and perfect the gifts and everything that he's given me. And if you don't, man, you are failing God. You're letting him down, because he's blessed you with so much particular talents, and we all have something special to offer the world. So, if you don't take advantage of that and really, really do your best to perfect it, then, why did you give it in the first place? You're not even using it, So for me, it's not what I've done. And I always say that to anybody, man. It's not that I'm great. Yeah. So how'd you get this boys champion? How'd you get them to the state finals, right? I always get that question. man, how in the world did you guys, for the first state title in the history of Highlands, how did you do it, man? What how do you train? How do you make up the work? What do you?
Hmm.
It ain't about me at all, and it's nothing that I've done. I'm just a vessel, plain and simple. Have I studied? Have I put in work to try to hone my training craft, the nutrition craft, the supplement? Yes, all day, every day. That's all I do. I was up till 4 in the morning last night, just doing. That's what I do, man. I sit on my phone and I just study and I read. I read clinicals. I read data. I study this stuff nonstop. It's just the way my brain works. But none of that meant anything. It was all just the favor of God. So before every workout, I go in and I pray. Before I go out there, I pray for, Lord, let your light so shine before men that they may see you and not me. So it's basically, in other words, saying, like, Lord, like, use me as a vessel, use me as a tool, give me the information to pull the right trigger, to pick the right exercise, to see things that other people can't see within this, and guide me as I guide them. So, that's always my prayer, man, when I go into any training with a team and so forth. And that was the whole prayer, man, with the whole run last year. It was the same exact thing, man. And I think you found the favor, and everything just worked, right? And guys found ultimate success, man. You had the Sam Vincents and the Lukes, and these guys have put in work their entire life to get to this point, and grinded. They really, really put in that work, man. And that one kind of work that I'm talking about, that work. They did that their whole life, and all they were missing was a little tiny piece. That's all they were missing. And they had one of the best coaches, in the world, and Coach Listerman and Coach Orm. So they had a great staff. They had everything, and all they were missing was a little tiny piece. And that's all I was, man, was just a little tiny piece that God blessed me to be. And that's it, man. So that's a long answer to your question, but it's never about you, man. It's just what God is doing through you. That's all you got to know.
And I think what you gave was the right answer. You know, so as we're wrapping this up, I have one final question for you. What's next for Nevels Fitness, Nevels Fitness Agency, the vending machine, the supplements? What can we expect?
Well, man, I think what you can see and expect in the immediate future is the Lord opening up one of the most impressive sights of favor that anyone has ever seen in a long time. So I'm 100,000% confident and faithful that the Lord is about to take everything that I'm doing right now and 20,000 times exit and blow this stuff up to levels that I can't even imagine. I think he's going to go exceeding and abundantly above what I can even think is going to come. And I know, like, it's not nothing that I'm, hoping for. It's something that I know that's been confirmed inside of me that I know is coming. So I think, for everybody, it's just to sit and watch, man, and watch the work, watch the Lord work. That's it. And I'm going to do the same. I'll continue to grind. I got Nevels Fitness, the location, 726 Mama Street, right there across from Dixie Chili. That's scheduled to open, in the next probably 3 weeks, 4 at the most. So we'll have our first physical gym location where you can come in. It's going to be one of the top training facilities in the country, without a doubt. And that's me saying not because of me, because of the pieces that we're bringing in that are going to be training there. We got some electric, dynamic, phenomenal trainers that are going to be helping me out there. Mainly, first being my brother Chris, who, was a huge part of the Highlands basketball run, helping me train. He'll be there. And then an actual graduate of Highlands, which kind of ties everything back full circle to Nick Simpson, who played basketball here. He's going to be there helping me out. And then, kind of the X factor, a guy that I played college football with will be helping me out, Antonio Robinson. So he's a speed expert, played for the Green Bay Packers, won a Super Bowl with them, and now he'll be there helping me. His son is actually one of the top players in the country right now. So he's got a year left of eligibility. So Antonio will be up here helping me. So I think we've been blessed, man, to put together, an all-star training squad. And number one, above all, man, we all love the Lord. We're all men of God. And when you have that together, you can't lose, man. So I think What's next, man? Check out Nevels Fitness. That's going to open. We got something for everybody, every age group, starting at 4 years old and up. We got something for you. If you're 75 and you say, man, I can't, no, trust me, we got something for you. I got a class that's already designed just for you. That's high energy. It's fun. It's going to get you in great shape. You're going to feel great. We're going to give you the best sports training you could ever imagine, the highest level of sports training. We're going to give you the highest level of fitness classes that are just fun, that are going to give you everything that you've ever desired is going to be there. So it's literally something for every single person, and that's the hope that I'm bringing with Nevels Fitness. Nevels Nutrition, same alike, man. We got an energy drink that's going to be dropping probably within the next 3 to 4 months. It's in our R&D phase right now, so we're doing all our flavor testing and everything. And man, I think the drink is going to be one of the most successful drinks out there. I think you got Bang energy drink, you have Celsius energy drink, and I think you're going to have Nevels nutrition drink right behind that. I think you're going to have, or maybe in front of it, who knows. But I think we're going to be right there in that same conversation with them within the course of the next 2 to 3 years. So the drink, the energy drink name, I'll go ahead and give you a little. If you stuck around this long, you need, I got to give you something. So name of the energy drink is called Hope Dealer. And
Hope Dealer, that's a great name.
So the label is funky, man. It's loud. It's very, modern and hype. And, it's just got a really, really cool look to it. But the message is everything, man. So the mission, as you can probably tell from the name of the product, is to give hope, man, to really inspire and change the world and give hope to each individual that comes in contact with it. And we use a verse connected with each product. And that particular verse that goes with that product is Isaiah 40:31. We say, those who hope in the Lord shall renew their strength. And, we use that to really inspire anyone that comes in contact with that particular drink and really give them hope, because people are dealing with a lot of stuff right now, man. Anxiety, depression, just not knowing what's going to come, and for us to be able to be a beacon of hope and light and lead them to who the hope dealer is, just to tell them, hey, man, how are you? Do you need us to pray for you? To be able to offer that to people in today's time is invaluable. So, that's going to be what the drink is, man. There's a lot more stuff coming with that. We got some heavy hitters on board already. We got the Coach Primes. We got, some other guys that I won't bring out yet that are in the mix. So I think we got something special coming, man, with the whole Nevels nutrition line, from the energy drink to the protein powder to the protein cookies called the Promise Cookie that I'm doing with my sister Deanne, who's phenomenal. And then there's the whole line of products that'll be rolling out after that, man. Pre-workouts, you name it. That's Nevels Nutrition. So, the hope is that we grow, man, to be one of the biggest nutrition brands in the world. And we will, be the first Christ-based supplement company that's ever been. So, we're trailblazing and leading the path on that. So you got Nevels Fitness, you got Nevels Nutrition, you got the vending machines that fall underneath Nevels Nutrition as well. Hopefully we'll grow those out. The game plan is to get at least 100 machines into different high schools within this next year. And then from there we'll grow out, man. So, yeah, man, look for it, man. Great things are coming. The Lord's favor is all upon it, and I'm more than thankful and more than gracious for what he's done and everything that he's going to do, man. So last thought I would say is, hey, everything he's done for me, everything you think that I might be, that you've seen, that you may admire, or that you may want to be yourself one day, it's all by the grace of the Lord, and that's it. Period, point blank. Nothing to do with me. It's all the glory and grace of God that's shining out, man. And if he'll do it for me, someone who doesn't deserve it, what do you think he'll do for you? You just got to believe, and he'll take care of the rest, man. It's that simple. So that's it.
Hey, man, and you heard it here first. Thank you to Jordan Nevels for coming and joining me here on the Highland Sports Radio Show. I really appreciate it. And happy Friday, everyone. And we'll catch you next week. Back with scores, maybe another guest. Who knows? All right. Thank you. And
all
we'll
right,
catch you
man.
next
Take care.
time.
Thanks for having me. God bless.
Chunky